Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. And let's talk about films. I know last month I did one video on the uglies. I wanted to do so much more, but then with politics and disability life and trying to finish a novel and my businesses and the websites and nerd life, you get it. But trying to create everything to the point where it can be an actual, authentic, full blown business. But watching Woman of the Hour and then Stay Sweet or Keep Sweet and then The Uglies. Yes, I know. It's a combination. It's messy, but remember, I'm messy. Just kind of makes me think a lot about how we're looked at as women, especially in America, beauty expectations, and then how we are treated within the demographics of beauty and women. Because even comparing Woman of the Hour with the Uglies, when the gentleman, or no, he wasn't a gentleman, but the jerk who was producing her, getting everybody to getting her ready for the setup, when he walked up to her while she was sitting down and asked her, "Are you wearing that?" And then he, because I guess she has a certain slimmer physique to her, he wanted to make sure she had something more flattering on, or something that would show her physique more for the camera, for the men especially. And when you look at the uglies, how the two best friends, they were so close at the beginning, and it just looked so awesome and so sweet, but I already knew it was going to come around. Especially, I have always fit in with the uglies. The only people who say I'm pretty is people who want something out of me. So I realize that. I know that. I know not to expect too much when it comes to either compliments or whatever, because I know they're normally lies. And so when the main character, she was fighting to get her surgeries, and then all of a sudden she changed her mind. But how her best friend, when she saw her best friend, he acted like he didn't even care about her. He was shocked that she was there, especially looking like that. And he was supposed to meet her, but why meet somebody when now you have leveled up, where now you are good enough, and beauty is perfection. So if you're perfect, why would you be around imperfect people? And it also made me wonder, does perfection drain out empathy? And but also, does no effort drain out empathy? Because even though I know I'm not that like beautiful or pretty or whatever, I know I'm not the ugliest duckling out there or whatever. And I know sometimes some of the men that write me on the dating apps, sometimes I really wonder, like, dang, how ugly am I? Okay, I must be pretty ugly. But I mean, okay, and I know that sounds shallow, but I don't even mean, like, there's a difference with unattractive, and to me, ugly is like when you don't even try anymore. When you're taking a picture, you don't care how your beard looks, how your face looks, like you have not a care in the world. It's basically, women be desperate enough to take me. That's kind of what I'm talking about, because it's like on certain dating apps, it's literally desperate ladies. I know you're going to be needing a piece or whatever, so it's like I'm the best you're going to get, so come and get it or whatever. So But I don't know. No, yeah, I keep saying I need to stop saying that word. But anyway, it's just kind of okay. With Woman of the Hour, it was just scene after scene where her neighbor, just because I just felt like when men see a single woman and she's driven and she wants to target certain goals, does the guy want to help her or does the guy want to quote unquote help her? Because even they were talking about how he practiced with her lines, and it's like things that you would think a true friend would do. But then while they were at the bar, he starts, sliding his hand over, trying to, hit on her and stuff like that. And it came to the point where it was just like, oh, the only reason you helped me was so that you can get in my pants or up my skirt or whatever clothing that she decides to wear. And I know I've been like, I remember there was actually a couple guys I went to high school with, and then one of them college. It's And I thought they were genuine friends, but then over time, I remember one of them, he, like, because he wanted to start a business with, well, well, using AT&T at one point, and he was telling me about all this stuff, but then, yeah, later I realized it was all a scam. Did he apologize to me? No. He basically just told me, oh, you live and you learn, and I'm just like, huh, all right. But then I remember that he basically told me the only reason he was trying to help me is because he thought that at the end I would sleep with him. And that he didn't really think women and men could be friends anyway. So he really just thought that he would be able to start sleeping with me. And yeah, that ended that, what I thought was a friendship, really quick. And I don't know, it's just okay. And I keep saying I don't know, but I do know. But I don't know why it is the way it is, when you would think over time with humanity, and this is, I guess, my anthropology talking, but you would think that as time goes on, humanity will grow up and change and move forward, like our vice president used to say, or she still said, well, I hope she continues saying it, because I refuse to go back. I refuse to go back, especially a lot of these men that are writing me. Oh, especially the haters, the Trump supporting hater men who they hate that I don't agree with their stance, and that's why I won't date them. But okay, I'm kind of getting off topic, but staying on topic, because a lot of these men no longer think I'm attractive enough or worthy, because I don't want to date someone outside of my political spectrum. And they don't understand where I was, I thought I wanted to date for marriage, but especially now that we got the Republicans in the White House and stuff, I don't know what laws they're going to be creating. And years ago, like, I retired from dating, but at the same time, if I ever think I might have found someone suitable enough, or someone that I can actually say, okay, let's do this, I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married. And the crazy thing is, now I know some of the states have said that they were going to make interracial marriage illegal, which, wow. Yeah, we're going back in time, guys. And with moving back and forward, because I feel like some of us keep trying to push forward, but now that the election has ended up the way it is, it's like I feel like we're going to be forcing each other in two different directions, like the magnets, when they're both facing like the opposite of directions, they fight each other and they won't connect. I feel like that's what Democrats and Republicans are going to be doing right now. One reason is because the masculinity and the alpha male, and they only want to date based off of beauty and how big certain body parts are and how well a woman could cook, but literally beauty, and they want the body because now they're saying your body, our choice. And it just makes me think about woman of the hour because this one guy literally eliminated 103 women or around that. That's what they're guessing. And he just took advantage of their bodies. He forced his choice upon these women and took advantage of them. And it's pretty disgusting and scary all at the same time. And he made sure he picked out attractive, beautiful women. And he took advantage of beautiful women. And some people's attraction is different, so beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but we have to remember that the European standards, or most countries that have been colonized, we're talking about white standards of beauty. And so he made sure that when he picked women, and even during the game show, he says he always gets the girl. He learned how to talk to us. And a lot of men out there, they have learned to talk to us, but their masculinity, the patriarchy, they only learn to talk to us so they can hunt us. So then they can take advantage and then look for a newer model. Because kind of like barbarians, because see, this is why I keep thinking we're going back in time, because now these men are acting like barbarians. There are so many, because there's this one story where this guy just impregnated, or the woman had his second child, but now she just found out she is the third baby mother and that he's been cheating on her. That's barbarian tactics. That's like that, like, with some of you guys, it's revolting, because if women did that, it's like we see on the news and on, like, even some of the, well, basically we see on the news how men, they're very territorial, and this goes with their women, with kids and everything. Because if a woman already has kids, a lot of men will not date them anymore, because that is not their child, that's another man's child. And it's like they lost empathy for that. They want the woman, but they don't want the kid. And a lot of these men, they will cheat on their girl and have kids by another woman, because that they'll get credit for that, you know. And it just makes me disgusted, because I know with Mr. No Heart, he has two daughters, and he literally threatened to break up with me because I wanted to adopt and foster. Where's the empathy in that? Where's the compassion? There are kids out there who need homes, and it's either, like, he so-called says he's a Democrat or a moderate or whatever, but I think he's just a Republican wearing a Democrat hood or whatever, so that when he says a racist joke or something that he should never say, he can always just say, oh, I'm one of you guys. Oh, I'm dating a black woman. Oh, boy, shut up. Mm-hmm. Because when he dated me, I realized the only reason he was dating me, the only reason he wanted me at first, was because of certain parts of my body. That's the only thing he was attracted to. But then over time, it was my money. I I busted my tush off. I saved money. I worked 2 or 3 jobs. So it turned from beauty to the beauty of money, beauty of the body to the money. And he tried to train me to be his girl. It's like he would ask me some of the most obnoxious, awful questions. And then he would try to take advantage of me financially. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the last Christmas that we were together. Technically, we might have, no, yeah, the last Christmas we were together. And we weren't even together, but more, well, physically we weren't together, but it was 2019. He does not realize how much or how close, because for 7 years I was so nervous and scared to break up with him because I thought no one else would ever want me or love me after what my mom used to always tell me. But the more I tolerated him, the more I realized it's not worth being in a relationship. And then looking back at a lot of my aunts, they didn't want to be in the relationships they were in, but they were stuck. So I'm not going to be moving back. I'm going forward. That's why I'm going to be working on my business so much harder. Because remembering the stories about my aunts and their relationships and how they were stuck in their marriages and how the uncles would, let's just say, not treat them right. Yeah, let's just say not treat them right. And then you guys already know about the stories about when Mr. Lockakey on Valentine's Day brought to the house a woman he cheated on me with, and he was planning on cheating on me again with her again, but he was so uplifted on special candy that he didn't realize I was going to be at the house, even though we planned to be there on Valentine's Day together. And I cooked a whole meal. And it's like if you listen to the episode, I tell the whole story. But when he brought that girl, and then he was so uplifted on special candy, he was like, oh yeah, this is my girlfriend. Her face, she looks horrified. And, well, horrified is a perfect word because the beginning of that word describes both of them. But yeah, because I later found out she knew he had a girlfriend, but she didn't know she was gonna meet me. And she even had some racist things to say about me, especially because I I used to not really mention my masters that often. But I realized I worked hard for it, and there's a lot of people who they say that black people aren't smart, or the only reason we get into college is out of pity or because we're black or whatever. So I'm gonna yell it from the rooftops because I worked hard for it. So I don't know, with this, I still remember her face. She was a pretty girl. Pretty horrified, but she was pretty. But when I remember, well, looking at these movies, the Stay Sweet, these men want me to just stay so sweet and kind and bubbly and wonderful and diligent and submissive. And Mr. Lockakey, that Valentine's night, he got so upset at me because once he introduced us, and she was horrified, and she was just like, oh, okay, no, we better just take me home, just take me home. He was still This man was still so out of his mind He still didn't put two and two together that he just introduced his mistress, or not. Well, I know we weren't married. Thank God. Thank God we weren't married. But he still didn't understand what he just did. He still didn't understand what he just did. And so she's running out the house, and he was like, we'll be back. Oh, you made some food. Oh, I'm hungry. Who went and got the containers, and I boxed every crumb of food up, put it in my car, took it back to the house, put on some movies, and I got my grub on that night. And it's like I didn't eat all of it because I made a lot of food or whatever, but I made enough for that, like for that night, and then for my lunches for two or three more days. And I remember that he texted me, I think that night or that morning, but it was like, I think it was like 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. Where'd you go? Where's the food? I'm hungry. I want food. Are you gonna bring it back? I'm hungry. Bring it back. It was like at least 10 to 15 messages, and over half of them were about the food. Not apologizing, not asking if I made it home safe. None of that. He wanted me to feed him. He wanted me to provide for him. Right after he just brought home a woman he cheated on me with and was going to cheat on me again at the house. But he forgot that I was there. And then with Mr. No Heart, well, yeah, I have tons of examples, but I don't know, it's just with the keep sweet, these men want to keep us to the point where they can live their lives, do what they want, cheat and misuse and take our money, take advantage of us, and take advantage of us financially, physically, and mentally. Because especially when they've had a crazy day, they want us to sit them down and sort it out and talk them through it. When their finances are a mess, they want us to figure out or look up ways to help increase their credit score, and or like helping them like with their getting a credit union like account, and etc., etc. And it's just crazy. It is absolutely, it's like, especially they say that you're beautiful until they will say you're beautiful until you no longer will do as they say. When you have your own ideas of what makes you happy, that beauty is going to start disappearing. Especially when it came to education, Mr. No Heart I met after all of my education. Well, I know I got one more certification after, but I had my 3 degrees, and he was okay with it at first. But then once he realized, because I remember one of the ladies across the street, we were talking one day, and she was like, "Where are you from?" She was like, "You speak off proper, polite, and everything." She was like, "No, you're not one of us." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And I remember we had a talk, and I just told her I'm like everybody else. And so then she asked me my education level, and I was honest. It's like for a few years, I tried to hide it because, yeah, I knew a lot of men don't like it, but I will no longer anymore, because if you don't like it, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you in my circle, and you're not welcome in my circle anymore, because I'm not going to change for anybody. I tried to for years change for everybody to like me. I don't care anymore. I try to be that good, wholesome, Christian, bubbly girl. Oh no, skip that. Skip that. But I remember after that, she started telling some of the other neighbors, and I did not know that, and I didn't mean for her to do that. And when some of the guys would talk to him or to my ex, How'd you get her? How'd you find her? She's so smart. It was like, oh, so what's your education level? And so then I guess he was embarrassed because he dropped out of college. So he didn't want the comparison. And he told his family members about me, but he didn't tell them I was black. So he did tell them about my education, but then they were so shocked when, without my permission, he sent them a picture of me. And he even told me what happened because they passed my phone around all around this city barbecue. So strangers and everybody looking at me. And his sister-in-law yelled out loud once she got a hold of the phone, "Oh my gosh, she's black." Yeah. So part of me wonders, did my beauty go down once they found that out with their expectations? Because they thought I was white that entire time. What did they picture? Who did they picture? And when they saw me, what did they think? Because I know one thing, they think that I don't deserve my education. They don't think I deserve what I fought so hard for, studying at McDonald's, Subways, in my car, at an ex-boyfriend's house who kept punching holes in the wall when he didn't get his way. Yeah, they don't think I was smart enough. They don't think I worked hard enough. They think I just got it because I'm black. And I have stories to prove that. And one of the stories is all about Boggle. That word game? Yeah, it's all about that word game. And my anxiety and bigoted, no good, racist, crude, evil, vile human beings trying to trick me and try to dehumanize me over a game of Boggle. And I know this was an odd episode, but while I've been analyzing and looking at books, because I'm going to start doing book reviews and everything, but also trying to finish my novel. While I've been writing the novel, I've been playing some of the movies. So while watching and listening to them, especially after the election, it's really got me thinking about how men see us, Christian men see us, and American men, how they're determined to dehumanize women and they want to go back. They want to go back to when they were inferior. They want to go back to the point where we had to follow their orders and we just stayed at home and we weren't able to have the fulfilling life that we are able to now. They don't like that because a lot of them are not able to do that because a lot of them are lazy and not determined and don't set goals or anything like that because that's their choice. But they want us to suffer their choices. They want us to settle for their mediocrity. Yeah, but I'll talk to you guys later. This is the Handicapable Black Woman. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.